My boss would not have liked it, fixated on the bygone grudges of my childhood days. He'd have been shocked at how small a man had become if he saw me laugh at the death of my own blood. I won't live in a way that won't let me look him in the eye. I refuse. I ran away from the Gurma 13 years ago. Vinsmokes Sanji died at sea and that's what you wanted, so admit it. Tell me you're not my father, Vinsmoke Judge, and don't you dare show your face to us again. Guys, it's been wonderful pacing, massive character development, theories proven right by yours truly, and more importantly, it's been One Piece manga chapter 870. Let's get right to it. Hey guys, it's Manga Reads, and let's get to my One Piece manga chapter 870 review. Like guys, I love this chapter so much. It was brilliant. It was perfect, and I've been thinking about some of the things that happened in this chapter, and my predictions were right. And if you would like to see where my predictions were right, then you can click the video up ahead. There's a card that popped up just now. It explained the theory that I had on what would happen. Because I even predicted that the Gurma themselves would try to fight and help us to get out of the Big Man Pirates. There is no way under heaven's roof that everyone was gone out to fight. I'm talking Luffy and Sanji as well. There's no way under heaven's roof that they have gone to fight to beat the Big Man Pirates. No. Come on guys, that's not happening. Not right now. For various different reasons. But I do like the fact that instead of making it up, Judge himself said, you know what? We'll go out, we'll fight the Big Man Pirates, and we'll give you guys cover to get out. Because that's his way of making things up with Sanji. Not in the father-son perspective, but in the sense that Sanji saved him and he deemed Sanji a failure. Remember, Judge is a man of real pride. And if you'd like to know why Judge hates Sanji, I did a detailed video on that. I went a bit more into detail than what we've seen to explain why Judge hates Sanji. So you can click the card above for that as well. Now, there's something that happened in this chapter that I've been waiting for months to happen. Ever since I started learning about Sanji's past and what happened to Sanji with his family, the way he grew up, knowing who his parents were was a bit of a surprise given their status. You know, they can influence the world government, they can go to the reverie, they can influence wanted posters, they're world-class assassins, they're renowned throughout the New World and stuff like that. It was a bit of a surprise to know why Sanji wasn't with them. And it did hurt. I was sad. I'm not saying that there haven't been many sad pasts in the One Piece world, because it's there, trust me, it's there. But what has happened with Sanji was something that I never really liked. But in this chapter, Sanji finally got redemption in my opinion, because he finally got the moment. You know when you really hate somebody? You really hate somebody, they've done you dirty and you really hate them, and you're just waiting for the moment when you can get revenge. Not that you can get revenge and do something bad to them, but get revenge and prove them wrong and have them eat their own words. Like they said you were worthless, you were trash, or they said you couldn't do something and you finally did it, and you're waiting for them to acknowledge you and respect you and realize that they were wrong about you. Like this is what happened with Sanji, and hats off to Oda. I never saw this happening right now, but in the middle of war, after Sanji did the unthinkably, explained why he did it, and this is basically what he said, because you know Sanji's the man, I'm not going to put words in his mouth. He says, and this is what happened, because Judge asked him why he saved him after everything, and he answers, this will be a quote, "My boss would not have liked it, fixated on bygone grudges of my childhood days. He'd have been shocked at how small a man I'd become if he saw me laugh at the death of my own blood. I won't live in a way that won't let me look him in the eye. I refuse. I ran away from the Gurma 13 years ago. Vinsmokes Sanji died at sea and that's what you wanted, so admit it. Tell me you're not my father, Vinsmoke Judge, and don't you dare show your face to us again. And after that speech, there was a panel right after where you can see a bit of, it's not I won't say it's remorse, but there's a defeated, frustrated look on Judge's face because Judge has finally realized that the dud, the stain on his name, the one that he would not love, the one that he wanted to die so badly, the one that he treated as if he were dead, came back and saved his life. Because even then he admitted that they fell for the bait, hook, line, and sinker. I don't know what the hell kind of metaphor that is, but it's working for them. And given the situation and to know that Sanji came and saved them with his life on the line as well, I'm happy with the reason why Sanji gave. I didn't want Sanji to save them because he's a good guy and I love to save people and I won't let people like, no, fuck that shit. Nah, this is the new where we don't have time to be nice. I like the idea that he respects Zeph much more than a father because he doesn't even say my father. You know, he doesn't respect Judge as a father, but he says my boss. And he says that he refuses to live in a way that won't let him look him in the eye. And as a child myself growing up, I'm perhaps not much of a child right now, but I think what Sanji is saying here is really perfect and it attributes to his love for Zeph, his respect for Zeph. Kudos for Zeph, you're the real father. But you know what, guys, let's continue on to the chapter. Now, there's a few things that happening here that's, it's really shocking. Because first of all, Luffy still wants to pick a fight with a Yonko. I mean, nigga, come on, open your eyes. You're in the... He wants to go out there and he wants to fight the entire Big Mom pirate crew by himself. Has he forgotten what Katakuri has been doing to him all this time? He's been consistently blocked by Katakuri this entire arc. Well, Katakuri hasn't been there the entire arc, but since the wedding started and Katakuri was face to face with Luffy, Katakuri has been getting the upper hand of everything that Luffy tries to do. And Luffy still wants to run out there and start a fight with all of them. With the big bitch herself? Nah. Come on, Luffy. And then Capone is still having some half-assed big plan where he wants to just, fly out of there. Just fly into the sunset, honeymoon and all. No! No! This is a big mom. This is a Yonko we're talking about. It's not gonna work. And it's even obvious that it was never gonna work because the moment he stops Big Father and the Vinsmoke pop out of him, the first thing we see happening is that they're like riddling them with bullets. Like bullets are being fired left, right, and center the moment he changes, but the moment the Vinsmoke get out. And I don't know if this has anything to do with Katakuri or those guys were just so damn bloodthirsty, but it's happening. And it's also important to note that everyone who is outside of the Big Father, because remember now, the Big Father was a spell, it's very important to notice that all of these guys can fly. The Vinsmoke can fly, Sanji can fly, Luffy Gear Ford can fly. So it's never going to be a fight for supremacy. It's never going to be a fight to determine who's bigger, who's stronger, who's boss, who could kill who. No. This is a fight for survival. And given that they're fighting to survive, I think the way in which the fight will have a lot to do with their characters and how they're perceived to the world once news gets out. Because big news is still there. Morgan's is still there and he's licking up everything. He's taking up everything. He's going to go to the news agency and he's going to snitch. This is going to shake the world, I tell you. But there's something that was dawning on me. And in that previous video that I did, where I predicted what would have happened in this chapter and chapters going forward, I even predicted a few deaths. I think it's important to note that there are some characters that we've been introduced to. And for us seeing them at the very first time, like Smoothie for example with that very high bounty, that ridiculous bounty, Big Mom who hasn't been doing much, even Judge himself who was bamboozled and betrayed, and there's many things that we must look into. For example, it wouldn't be fair to these characters if the arc went down and we won't see them again anytime soon, if ever, and they haven't been able to redeem themselves in some way. And I think that's why the fight is happening now. Characters need to get out and show some feats. They need to get out and do some things. I mean, look at Ichiji. Ichiji, for example, was prime badass when we first met him. And we haven't seen much of him fighting in recent times. And given that he's a soldier and doesn't talk much, we're thinking that this fight this fight for survival might be his time to shine. Smoothie as well. Katakuri hasn't been able to kill Sanji and stuff like that because you know the stains are still there on their reputation, and they still need to get out and do stuff. I don't think that it is ever going to happen that at some point in this fight that somebody dies. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Like there's something else plotting up, there's something else brewing, there's something else that's going to happen that is actually going to stop this fight from going into an all-out bloodbath. Because remember, the big witch herself is there, and in my opinion, I think her can take the entire straw hat sand, that's Sanji and Luffy, and can also take the Germa. I'm not sure how powerful Judge is given, you know, his recent blubbering and his recent crying. I don't know where Reiju and Ichiji stand on the power scale, but I can admit that they're pretty strong. Because remember, the moment we see the Germa get out of Big Father, and Big Mom uses Heavenly Fire, I think it was, Reiju blocks that with her body. And then Big Mom straight up swats her, and Ichiji was like, Reiju! No! Yeah! And Ichiji was like, brother, focus on the mission, man. Those who are weak have themselves to blame, man. This is just Ichiji's personality. Please don't take it personally at him. But thank you guys. This has been my review. For more reviews and theories on One Piece, I also do Hunter x Hunter. There was Shingeki no Kyojin, but that's done for a while now. And there's Naruto Boruto Next Generations. Please subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you did. Comment your favorite part of this chapter. There are so many things I like about this chapter. I'll be speaking about it a few while the week goes on. But for now, this has been my One Piece Manga Chapter 870 review. It's been Manga Reads. Thank you guys.